This episode of the Fight Within podcast is presented to you by Meguiar's. For over 115 years, Meguiar's has been carefully creating and producing advanced formulas with cutting-edge chemistry to deliver a show car perfect appearance. Whether you're showing on the fairway, finalizing your car for auction, or simply getting your beloved car ready for a weekend drive, Meguiar's is ready to help with their premium car care products to make every automotive surface look its absolute best. Meguiar's, reflect your passion. Make sure to visit them at meguiars.com.
What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of the Fight Within podcast. Today, we don't have a guest.
Ben and Manny show.
Yeah, the Ben and Manny show.
It's the good show.
So we don't have a guest. There's no specific
Agenda. We just wanted
agenda.
to talk.
Yeah, we just need to get on here.
Yeah. Well, we're always talking about like wanting to. Obviously, the whole platform of the show is like having a guest be able to share their story to help a listener or just to share a story.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we've always talked about us wanting to get people to know who we are.
Yeah.
You know, and maybe one of the reasons why certain guests like to come on our show or anything like that. You know, it's just building a relationship with people that don't know us. And if you don't know us, I honestly don't understand why. We're pretty freaking cool. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I mean, so dude, it's been a year. I can't believe 2021 is over.
Year's crazy. I know, and I think we experienced a little bit of different things because we have kids, and like you have the business. I didn't start working on my business until the latter half of the year, and so it's like we've experienced similar things but different.
Yeah.
You know, I was like super motivated to get started. You were already established, and it's like there's different stages of our career.
Yeah,
it's
your business life. Yeah.
But like our personal life, going through the Rona and kids and vaccines and shutdowns and all this craziness.
Yeah.
It's like how has that impacted you? Like what have you been doing? Like I know, but they don't know.
Yeah. Honestly, I think is that me or you? Sports Center.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing for me, if I'm looking back at like a takeaway from this year, is everything we as a country and world dealt with in 2020, but everything I personally dealt with, like within my business, within personal life, within my own like self, my body, my health, all that stuff. Like if I were to kind of just look back at 2021 and just like summarize what it's done for me and like what I've been up to, like you said, is like, I think I have finally come to a point where I legitimately just don't care in the sense of like, I don't care if person A doesn't like me for whatever reasons. Yeah. If person B likes me for whatever reasons, great. If person A doesn't, great. Like I just genuinely don't care. And that's probably been like the biggest breakthrough I think I've had in a long time, because I'm the type of person where I genuinely care if someone likes me or not in like a superficial way, but in more of a way of I don't want to sound like a douche, but for lack of better terms, like I genuinely try to be a good person, right? Like I try to do things that help other people out if I can. I try to do, you know, things that are just the right thing to do because it's the right thing to do. And I think for so many years within my business, if I found out someone was talking crap about me or my business or my family or he does this and that, like, you know, like just the dumb high school drama rumor mills, like I would take that stuff to heart because it was like, dude, I put everything that I have and that I am into everything I do. Yeah. So when you have people that like try to tear you down, it's like, it's so easy to get affected by that. And so over the course of this last year and a half, it's been like, now I just don't care. Like you can like what I'm doing or you cannot. I don't care.
It's like what they say when people are living in your head rent free.
Yeah, right? Like,
you know, like it's affecting you more so than it
did to them. Yeah. And so like, that's my biggest takeaway. And again, I don't mean it in like a, oh, look at me way. I mean it in a way of like, I was wrecking myself mentally in trying to sometimes understand why people would say or do or attempt to do the
Like
things they would
caring
do.
too much.
Yeah, I would care too much
for
about
sure.
their opinion on stuff that didn't need to be like.
I think we all go through it because
sure.
we're all like, as long as I've known you, you're a people person. You're very personable, and not that you're a people pleaser, but you like being around people. You like people.
Well, you saw on Saturday,
And
like hosting is like my thing, right?
Yeah.
Like I love genuinely building relationships with people, and I think I let the monotonous and like the head games for owning a business for the last 11
Yeah.
years get to me for a while.
For sure.
And like I said, the best thing that could have ever happened, the biggest breakthrough I've had was just the ability to be like, I don't care. Like, I hope obviously I'm doing things to make, people around me happy and feel wanted and needed and loved. But if you're going to hate on me and do whatever and say whatever, then who cares?
If you don't have haters, like you're not doing something right.
Yeah.
So
and
I think it's good though. It's good that you cared for so long. And I think now, just like anything else in life, as we get older and we mature, we kind of learn what's important, what's not important, and you've been able to separate like your identity. I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, is like you're separating who you are as a person, who you are as a man, versus what you do.
For
like
sure.
you are not Hidden House Coffee.
Yeah.
That it is its own brand. Yes, you put in a ton of time and energy and money and feelings into it, but that's not who you are.
Yeah. Like I no longer have, and it's kind of sad to say, like when I first had this like epiphany of Hidden House versus Ben Briggs, it was weird because I went home and I was telling Devin about it, and it like kind of made her sad, but at the same time she's like, dude, I totally get it. When I say this to people that either own a business or whatever, I'm assuming most people will be able to relate to this, especially if you're a business owner. But I no longer have an emotional connection that ties me to my business. I love what I do, and I love the people that I get to encounter, and I love providing a company that provides for other people.
Yeah.
But I no longer myself am like connected to it in that emotional way where it's like, if someone hurts Hidden House, it hurts me. I mean,
which is good. Good thing.
And it took almost nearly 12 years for me to get to that point.
I think because now you can look at it from an outsider's perspective and take it in a different direction, have it grow. It's different. I think when you're emotionally attached to something, you want to do it this way. Yeah. And that's it. I'm only doing it this way. And if it doesn't succeed, I'm going to keep pushing it. And if it doesn't, then I'm a failure. It's like, no. All you got to do a lot of times in business is just pivot. Yep. We're doing the same thing. We're still Hidden House. We pivot a little bit. We're offering this now. We're doing this now. We're doing things a little bit different.
Yeah. And dude, it was the best thing, like I said, that could have ever happened to me as an individual. Because I was going to have like a mental explosion at some point if I didn't find a way to like be able to release things. Yeah. And now since I've been able to do that, like looking back at it, I've had a full year of business, right? And we're in just such a great place as a company. I have amazing people that work with us. Our team is amazing. We're doing things right now that we've never done in the past. And when I read a review about X, Y, and Z now, I'm like, oh, cool. Instead of before, I would take that home and be like, Devin was like my therapist, and I'd be like, dude, did you see this? Or how could they say that? And I'm like, whatever.
You can't please everybody.
No, and that's the thing of being able to finally like be at a point where I'm like, I just don't care. Yeah. Like I want to keep doing everything as best that I can to my ability and make sure that we're, our company is representing my beliefs in what we want as a company. But other than that, you're not going to be able to please everybody.
One thing, I think you kind of hit the nail in the coffin. You still love it. You said you still love it. You're still passionate about it. You love the people, and I think that in itself is motivating enough. Yeah. I think it's cool when you have it's almost its own outlet, because whatever you have going on in your personal life, whatever you have going on at home or other relationships, like that's still going to be there. And that's the one thing I learned like in athletics or specifically fighting, because we'd have fighters that were, I don't want to say like veterans, I guess, that have been doing it for a while, and they're just like, leave everything at the door. Whatever is out there, still gonna be out there, but focus while you're here for these 2 or 3 hours. Focus all your energy into this. Like, do the best that you can while you're here, and then when you go out, you'll be re-energized. You'll have more clarity, and you can kind of tackle those problems. You know, I think it's hard because it's like I was saying. For me, I was working for a company up until August. Met with the owner. I'm no longer with the company. They are now a client because I was doing marketing for them, and it was really hard to transition from like going into an office every day, clocking in and clocking out, and having this ritual, for lack of a better word or a term or whatever. And when I got out, I was like, oh yeah, I work from home. I'll be around more. The kids will be able to see me. And it was hard. Like I couldn't work from home. You know, we were just talking a little bit before, and it's like my wife would walk around and, hey babe, can you help me with this? Can you do that? Can you carry this? And I'm like, yeah. And because I was home. So now I've been really lucky and really fortunate to have people like you and other people in my life that are like, you opened up your warehouse. And a lot of people don't know, you know, but like you opened up your warehouse and you're like, bro, work out of there. No one shows up, you know, no one's gonna be there every day to bug you. And I didn't take you up on it in the beginning. I was like, oh, that's cool. I have a place to go.
Yeah.
And then honestly, over the past month, and I started working in August, over the past month, I've been coming here every day, or ever since I got back from Tennessee and a little bit before that. But I've been coming here every day. Like I literally have a sheet in my backpack where I clock in and out. And I'm like, because I'm a big believer in you get out what you put in.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be that guy that's always asking for help or like, I need this. Like, no. I have the ability and the opportunity to go provide for my family and make money with my talents and the things and the knowledge I have. So it's like, why would I, one, feel sorry for myself, and two, why wouldn't I be more motivated to go out and do things? Like the way I get customers or my journey or my business journey is going to be different than this person.
Yeah.
You know, maybe I don't have to go to all the networking events and join every networking group and go do this. I just have to make sure that I'm around people and message people with the right intentions.
Yeah.
Not just to get money. Like I want to get customers because I genuinely want to help them succeed or get better at what they're doing, not because of the money. And I think if you focus so much on the money, it kind of takes away from what you're doing for them. And the reason you're doing it or the passion that you have for it isn't right.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, intentions have to be pure, like you said.
Yeah.
You know, if they're not, at least for myself, when people approach, I can always see through that, right? Like, I don't want to work with somebody that only wants something from me.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's what's the point in doing that? There's a million people that do the same thing.
100%.
Right? So you're going to find the one person, because I'm a huge believer in anyone you choose to do business with, you're in a relationship with them. Whether it's a great one, a bad one, an indifferent one that you want to strangle them, one that you want to go hang out with them. It's a relationship, you know? And that's something, you know, that people don't fully take into consideration. Sometimes, and sometimes the circumstances will dictate what kind of business relationship you get into, right? Like,
sure.
You know, if you're struggling and an investor comes along and you need their money, boom. Or kind of like what happened to you back in the day.
That's exactly what happened. I was like, let's do it.
Or someone comes along that has no money but would be a great partner, and then you both get into it together and you're like, well, shoot, we have a good team, but we don't have the money.
Yeah.
You know, so it's relationships are all like circumstantial, but doing what we get to do as business owners, like we have the luxury of being able to have those battles and those trial and errors.
I think that's where the growth comes in.
Yeah.
Is when you go through that. Like I was just talking to you, but a little bit before we started filming, like I've been listening to Mike Tyson's podcast a lot.
Which is so funny. I've never listened to it.
And it's hilarious because he's so different. Like I grew up loving him. You know, it's like him and Julio Cesar Chavez and Oscar later on. Yeah. Those were like my guys. Like I grew up, I was a fanboy. If I would have seen him when I was younger, I probably would have cried or passed out or something. But like I love them because the reason I loved Oscar and Chavez were because they were Mexican and my dad liked them or whatever. the reason I like Tyson is because he was a little heavyweight, and I was always a short, like tubby dude. And so to hear him now, to see like he was literally talking about how when he would walk into a fight, everyone felt like, oh, this is the baddest dude on the planet. He was scared.
Yeah.
And he fought because he was scared. And if you listen to his journey as to like why he started fighting, because he got bullied. Someone killed his pigeon. He didn't want to get bullied anymore. He wanted to stand up to that guy, so he learned how to fight and started hanging out with the wrong crowd. But he then became the bully. And it's like, and everything in between, talking about from the beginning to where he's at now and how like calm he is and what he's doing. He's into some crazy things, but it's insane to see that sort of transformation. And when you hear those stories, and there's days you wake up and I'm like, I live in Southern Orange County. I have a beautiful family. I have an awesome wife. Like I get to run my own business and there's growth there. Like, don't feel sorry for yourself.
Yeah.
Like get up and go do something about it. And it gives you, I'm able to be a little bit more grateful.
Yeah.
Rather than feeling bad or having that victim mentality. Like, that's why we went to the luncheon when I got back from Tennessee. You had invited me to the church's luncheon, and I was like, I needed that. Like, I needed to get out of my own head. Yeah. Because I was in my own head, like, you can't do this. You need to learn how to do that. You're not going to do it in time. And I'm just talking to myself. And it's a lot of times you can get in your own head and psych yourself out and not do anything.
Yeah. It's easy. Very easy to psych yourself out. And, I mean, dude, it's, like I said, it took me almost 12 years as owning my own company to finally get to a point where I'm at now. Yeah. You know, and it's so ironic because you and I talk about it all the time. But like for people listening, like my company's pretty successful. We've done a really good job. We're not the biggest. We're not the smallest. Yeah. But I'm very happy with where we're at. Of course, we can always change, grow, adapt, get better. But it's one of those things where it's so funny to me hearing people's comments now, where it's like, you know, they'll be like, "Oh my gosh, like it must be so nice. Like your business is so busy." Yeah. But and I'm like, this happened last week at St. Anna, and I was like, "You're right, it is nice." And but the reason why they said it was not to like congratulate me, more of like like you must be like rolling in the dough type comment. Yeah. And I'm like, it is nice, and I'm thankful for it. But you didn't see the first 8 years. Yeah. You didn't see literally the fact that there was times where I could not feed and provide for like my wife. Yeah. Like you didn't see the times where I had to be like, Dad, can you get me a job somewhere so I can like, you know, that's why I was doing those weird construction jobs. Yeah. And I would do them either on the weekends or I would take a couple days off the shop and I would go up to these big projects and I would, you know, bust my freaking butt in order just to have some money to pay for whatever I needed to do. Yeah. But to the outside looking in, you know, we had the one store and it would get busy at times. Great. I sell a $4 coffee, you know? So you got to sell a lot of those coffees to be able to live in Southern California. Yeah. But that's the grind and hustle that we've always talked about on the show, that the stuff people don't see. And, you know, the comments that I hear sometimes, it just makes me laugh now. It genuinely does, because I'm like, dude, it's nice that we're busy, but you know.
But I think those experiences, it's like in athletics, it's like you remember what it felt like to lose. If you can remember those feelings, that alone should motivate you. Yeah. Like when you're thinking back, like, oh man, I need to go ask my dad for work. I can't provide right now. Like if you remember how that made you feel and what it was like mentally and emotionally to go through that, it's like that in itself is motivation. To not dick around, to not mess up. Like, you're going to mess up, but as long as you learn from it, it's okay. And it sounds, obviously, you could say it a million times, but I think there are certain things as a business owner, and even just as a human, that you have to go through. There's, like, failures that have to come into your life for you to learn. Like, I don't like how they give trophies, participation trophies. Yeah,
I can't stand that.
That's not cool. You're not going to learn that. You're not going to learn anything. There's going to be no growth from it. If you lose, or if you don't start on the team, or if you don't get playing time, or if your business isn't successful, that should motivate you. Like, what do I need to do to get better? How can I grow as a person for the services or the product that I provide? Yeah. And then how can I get better at doing that? And where's that coming from? Like, is it coming from a genuine place of care? Like, do you really care, or are you just doing it for money? Yeah. Because you can't. if you're doing it just for the money, because I've gone through that too, where like I was fighting like the last like 3 or 4 years of my career, I was fighting for money. I was like, I'm in Bellator, I'm gonna get 10 grand this fight. Cool, I need it. I'm just gonna take the fight. And I literally did it just for money. Like the passion and the love for it was gone, because I'd never been able to train or practice for fun or for growth to get better. I was always, ever since I started my career, I was always training for a fight.
Yeah.
There's always something I had to do, something I had to go compete in. And that was, I think, bad. And instead of learning and getting to go and practice for growth and to get better. Now I learned, I still got better, but it didn't come from a place of me wanting it. It came from a place of necessity. Like I needed to get better and I needed to grow because I had to fight. And if I didn't, I was gonna get beat up, and then I wouldn't be able to get paid.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's not good. But I've taken those experiences, and I'm telling you guys specifically, I'm trying to share this so that you guys, like people listening, go find someone that you either look up to, go find someone that is more successful than you are, or is in a position that you want to be in. Because I never took advantage, in a good way, I never took advantage of those relationships. Like I knew you. I never once before we started doing this was like, hey, what do you recommend here? My brother-in-law owns Kingdom Nutrition. My father-in-law owns a roofing company. My buddy owns like I have all these entrepreneurs and all these people in my life where I'm like, I never sought advice because I was always so caught up in fighting. Like, oh, I'm gonna...
Or the fact that you probably didn't think you needed advice.
Yeah,
right? Like I could figure it out. Yeah,
1,000%. And that's what we talk about all the time. Is like even Michael Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, Tiger Woods, they all have coaches.
Numerous coaches.
And and even like you look at, let's just say Khabib, one of the most dominant lightweights to ever compete in the UFC. He has a wrestling coach. He's a boxing coach. He is a nutritionist.
And then he had his dad.
Yeah,
which
his
was
dad,
like the main coach.
as the head coach.
Yeah,
it's insane. The people in business haven't taken that same mentality, and I see people like I'll go to meetings or offices, and people always have like the Mamba mentality book.
Yeah,
but they don't take into full account that like Kobe had other coaches.
Yeah,
you know.
Well, I was that too, and I've said it before, but like I wish I would have, when I got certified as a coach last year, I wish I would have hired the guy that certified me as a coach years ago.
Yeah.
Right. Just to have that money that they charge you, whatever it is, you know, like $500 a session, whatever it is, right? It's worth it, because he helped me realize things while certifying me as a coach. Yeah. He helped me realize things that I needed to work on to be better, like to be a better leader, to be a better business owner, to be able to remove the clutter, the noise, like whatever it was. Like I wish I would have had that years ago.
But I think that's unique now that you are now. For those of you guys that don't know, he also does coaching, business coaching or consulting. I don't know what you want to call it, but to have that unique experience and be like, not only have I dealt with or had a successful company and multiple companies at that, I through the process, like you wanted that guy to come coach you.
Dude, I will still reach out to him once in a while. Just even to call.
Well, I think you have a unique perspective.
Yeah.
You know, I think a lot of times people will get into that at a very young age with no experience. You already have the experience under your belt. You're certified. You have done the training. And I think you could help a lot of people out by avoiding those years of growth, or those years of failure.
The failure plus the growth, but it also, turned me to who I am. But what I realized is there's stuff that I still could have been better at without having to go through it on my own, right?
Yeah,
or sharper at, or more clear, or something as basic as writing down 3 goals, right? If I try to tell if younger Ben was sitting right here and I told him 8 years ago, hey, Ben, maybe write down 3 goals that you want to accomplish in the next 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, whatever. I probably would have looked at you and be like, bro, I don't need to write that crap down. It's up here. Yeah. It's just so stupid because that was the mentality, but it stemmed from a place of, oh, I got this, I don't need nobody. I got this. I was a Marine, blah, blah, the whole macho thing. And looking back at it, I'm like, it's so stupid. But you're also younger. You don't know. you're always fighting an uphill battle.
But you could avoid a lot of that if you have someone in your corner.
Exactly. And somebody that it needs to be, anyone listening that is in that position where you might want advice, whether you're a business owner, you're a manager, you just work at a job that you just want to be better at, like whatever it is. If you're looking to go find somebody to help you, it's just remembering, like, find the right person. There's so many people out there that will try to just sell you crap, right? Like, feel good, let's look at these basic points, crap. And it's like I
think some people need that. Some people just want that feel good feeling.
No.
I wouldn't say the crap, but I think it makes them feel...
Well, if you want the feel good feeling, read a freaking book.
Yeah, I think it makes them feel good. Like, okay, if I do this...
Don't go pay somebody $3,000 to feed you.
I think if you're going to pay them, they need to give you the nitty gritty.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you made me feel great. Cool. Let's get down to what matters.
Yeah. If you're going to pay somebody, the entire premise of, like, someone changing and wanting to go from A to B or A to D, you have to create some sort of tension within them, right? And you can't create that tension by saying, dang, Manny, you're so good at what you do. Like, I don't think I have any recommendations for you.
Yeah, there's nothing I could do for you.
Just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Well, then you wouldn't be stuck at A, right? But it's finding the right person that can create a great tension within you. If I were to go to you and be like, Manny, like, in August, hey, dude, like, I know you're stoked to be working from home, but, like, you're going to get stuck in a rut. Like, don't let yourself get stuck in that rut. Go to the warehouse. Instead of saying, here it is, what if I would have said, dude, go to the warehouse 3 days a week? Like I'm not asking you. I'm telling you. Like, go to the warehouse 3 days a week. Like, and then you would have been like, it's creating that the good tension within yourself to be able to get yourself to realize, oh shoot, I do need to do something in order to get you to make one step forward. Because if you can get one, like, step forward, your second step's right behind it, right?
Well, you can repeat it.
Exactly.
You know how to repeat it. You've already taken that first step. All I got to do is do the other one. Oh, and then all I got to do is do... Yeah. And you just keep growing and keep moving forward. But I think a lot of it comes from... not self-destruction, but a lot of people aren't self-motivated. No, I think when you get in your head, you can... not just demotivate yourself, but you can think you're less than. Yeah. Because people think, like, as dudes, we're always like, yeah, I can do this. And you always talk yourself up and hype yourself up. But at the same time, you're in your head because maybe you didn't accomplish what you accomplished last month. So now you think,
you're getting a rut.
Like, no.
The ruts, the valleys that you just get stuck in. And it's all about creating the tension in order to provoke momentum.
Well, like from a coaching standpoint, what would you say to someone like that? Like, if someone is in their own head and someone can't get self-motivated, like, what do you tell them? Do you have them write down goals so that they can look at something every day?
Honestly, I'm very different when it comes to that stuff. And it's something I'm working on personally because I'm not and have never been a Devin and I will talk about this all the time because all of her entire business is like they teach mindset, right? Like getting in a good mindset. I've never been one of those people because I've always been a firm believer and you just have the choice, man. It's very simple. 1,000%. You have the choice to be depressed or you have the choice to be happy. And so I've been working on myself to be a little bit more understanding to all areas of people's life. But I would honestly just say, you have the choice to be able to wake up, live in America, live wherever you're living, and do something with it. Whether you want to do that or not, like I'm not the type of coach, if anyone is listening, where you just need somebody to like help you. That's not me. I only want people that really like, I'm being serious. Like I only want people that really want to change, right? Not change. I really want people that want to get from here to here. Yeah. From D to M. Those are the people I want. Yeah. And if you're stuck, I would love to be able to help like get you unstuck. But I'm not the type of coach that's going to be like, hey, let me hold your hand. Let me help you walk a couple steps.
You can't.
No. And there's coaches out there that are for that or whatever, friends or programs that you can buy, like whatever it is. But I'm just a very big believer in like we have the choice. Like I had the choice for 11 years to let the negativity impact my own personal life, right? And it took me 11 years, but I finally made the choice to just flip the light switch and be like, I don't care anymore. Again, granted, it's easier said than done, right? And it took me 11 years.
I think it is. I think people underestimate like mental strength and the choice that you have. I know for me, when I get up in the morning and actually devote time and get into like a devotional or get into my word or do that, for me helps, and my whole day is different when I do that. When I'm driving up here, because it's a 20, sometimes 30-minute drive up here.
Sometimes 45.
Yeah. And if I turn on worship, it's different.
Yeah.
My day is just, I'm more thankful. I'm grateful for the opportunities.
Yeah.
Like I want to go and tackle the day. I want to seize the day. I want to take advantage of it. Getting up earlier has worked for me. I don't know if you look at whatever you would deem successful. Look at people like The Rock, Kobe, different athletes and business people. They all wake up super early.
Yeah.
Now they just don't wake up just to get up. There's a regimen. There's something that they're doing every day now, because you can build, like you said, you have the choice. You can build successful habits or unsuccessful habits.
Yep.
And so I think if you are not self-motivated and you hire someone, it'd be very unique if that person, I'm gonna wake up at 5:30. They text you or call you in the morning. What's up, man? Like,
right?
Wake up,
get up,
tackle the day. I just think it's different. Yes, I'm very much like you. I believe you have the choice, and I think I need to be more sensitive to people that don't think that way.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, my wife does not think that way. In my head, I'm like, no, you have a choice. If you're mentally are defeated, you're done. Your whole day's done.
Well, and that's where like that mindset stuff comes in, which I'm understanding, because the mindset and the choice, they go together, right? If 100%. You're going to have the mindset of, I'm going to wake up and do nothing, well, you're more than likely going to choose to do nothing, since you have that mindset already, right?
Yeah.
So the creating successful habits, doing stuff to get out of your comfort zone, like I'm doing that jiu-jitsu competition in January. Super uncomfortable for me. But it's giving me something to hold myself accountable for, because dude, like I didn't want to train yesterday, had no desire to train. Just been the last few days of just like tired and like sore and just that time, where like I just didn't want to go. And I was like, I have to go because I don't want to look like an idiot, in January. So I went, and I ended up having a great time. Like right now, dude, I can barely lift my arms. Training again today. And it's like those things where it's like, it's the choice. It's the right mindset. It's creating the habits. It's pushing yourself to get past your comfort zone.
Well, I talk about it all the time because I coach football, and it's like everyone has physically, even mentally, everyone has this like ceiling that they put on themselves. Mm-hmm. Like, this is as hard as I can push. Well, people get stronger. How? You have to tear down your muscle. You have to break your muscle down to rebuild it.
Yep.
And so whatever ceiling you think you have, or this is as fast as I'm going to run, this is as much as I'm going to lift. If you have, once you break that barrier, you are now a little bit better.
Yeah.
And that's where the growth comes in, is breaking that mental barrier, that physical barrier, and saying, look, I'm going to get a little bit better. If I can lose 5 pounds, I can lose 10. Yeah. I can lose 20. Yeah, like if you've already done it, and it's all about consistency. That's what's going to set those people apart. The people that reach their goal, mm-hmm. or the people that stay consistent, that don't stop. Because there has been a lot of times, just even since August, where I've been like, you know how much easier it'd be if I was just like, man, I'm going to go get a job.
Yeah, go get a job, yeah.
I'm just going to go get a job. I know that I can work from this time to this time, and I can be home the rest of the time and do it again the next day. But then there's no sense for me. I get bored very easy. There's no sense of adventure. And I'm like, I need to go do that. If I can go do that and work my butt off for somebody else, I can do it for myself. I can do it for my family. Now it's just about shifting my focus, and my goals is like, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
You're doing this just for a paycheck? Or are you doing it because you genuinely want to help people? Because you want to be able to provide for your family? Like, if that's the reason, then cool, keep going. If it's not, if you're just doing it for money, then yeah, go get a job.
Yeah.
Go do that. But I'm not wired that way. So it's like, okay, God, why you made me this way for a reason. Let's go tap into that.
Yeah.
Let's go tap into that purpose.
Knowing and understanding your why.
Yeah.
that's it, man.
Essentially what I should have just said.
Well,
I think
dude,
it's tough, man. But yeah, I just in recap, 21 was
learning. It was for me
growing.
It was a
for
learning
sure.
and a growing season of life.
Yeah,
I've learned to say no to a lot of things, which I've been notorious for not, because I always try to be the people pleaser.
Yeah,
especially when it comes to like church or volunteering or X, Y, and Z. I'd always say, yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I can do that. Oh yeah, for sure. So learning, growing, a season of rest, a season of saying no, a season of trying to make myself better. That was my 2021.
Yeah. For me, it was just growth. Half of it was cool and comfortable, and the second half was getting uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But then there's been a lot of growth. There's been a lot of growth, and I've had different opportunities. I'm looking forward to growing that even more and getting better at what I'm doing. Even building our own website. It's like
it's almost done.
Almost, yes.
It's almost done.
It's literally like the tiniest thing that's left. And I won't tell you guys what it is, but
it's almost done. That's all I care about.
I'd say by this weekend. And we'll have some more. We are going to have merch drop. It'll be super basic with like our logo and stuff, but then we'll slowly come out with new designs and things that we think are unique. Like we're going to make, Ben always talks about grit. Definitely going to design something that has to do with grit. And I don't know, maybe even our
something
little saying at the end. But on that note, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for supporting us. Make sure you guys go watch it on YouTube. Go listen on any podcast platform and share it.
That's
and
the biggest thing.
I think that for sure. And then like leaving a review. I didn't realize that it's part of the algorithm, and like it'll rank the podcast higher if you leave comments and reviews and stuff.
I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah,
on Apple Pod.
On Apple.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So if you guys can share it, leave reviews, talk crap if you want. Let us know how fat we look or how cool we are. Whatever you guys want. Just be honest. So my man, thank you so much. Just remember, guys, that everything was impossible until someone did it. So guys, remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. You can find us on YouTube at youtube.com/The Fight Within Podcast. Find us on all audio platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, anywhere you guys like to listen to it. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for continuing to listen to it and watch it. We can see the growth on our analytics, and just want to thank you guys for supporting us. This episode of the podcast is brought to you by Kingdom Nutrition. Make sure you guys go and visit their site over at kingdomnutrition.com and enter promo code MFW10 to get 10% off your next purchase. Kingdom Nutrition carries the best sports supplements on the market. They manufacture and curate their own line of supplements with the highest quality ingredients, including a lean protein, weight gainer protein, pre-workout, BCAAs, and an array of other products. They've recently created the world's first vegan chickpea protein, and it tastes amazing. I'm a big dude. I like food, and I like chocolate. So when they told me it comes in chocolate and vanilla, I got really happy. But if you're a workout enthusiast and you want to change up your diet, change up your protein, go check out their vanilla chickpea protein. It mixes well with anything. It'll blend great with a smoothie. So to get your hands on any of these products, just make sure and go visit kingdomnutrition.com. Remember to enter promo code MFW10 and get 10% off your next purchase. Let's go.